Well, the third episode of Game of Thrones season 7 just went off, entitled Queen's Justice. So much happened this episode. They really packed it in. It was a little over an hour. Um, Probably deal with the bulk of it with Jon Snow and Daenerys towards the end of the video. Sansa, of course, left in charge at Winterfell. Seems to be dealing pretty well with bringing in food, um, trying to look at the armor and see that it should have leather on it. Different things, just kind of take care of business. Brian finally got to Winterfell. Spoilers, by the way, for this video. Try to explain some of the throughout Raven issues that he's had that he's dealing with. Of course, he seems to grow leaps and bounds every season. Euron turns to King's Landing, with Lyria Sand and her daughter, and is now leading the fleet for Cersei, King's Landing, and looking for a reward, which he'll get if they can actually pull out a victory, which so far they're doing a pretty good job of doing. Cersei's pretty rough. She poisoned the daughter of Ellaria Sand, and it's gonna make the mom sit there and watch it, and did to her what Ellaria did to her daughter, which was poison her. Cersei had a little visitor from Bravos with the bank, the Iron Bank, and they were really in debt, and she promised him that debts would be paid, and sure enough, Jaime went over to the Tyrells and took over, killed pretty much everybody. Got Lana Tyrell to drink some poison. Looks like he's taking back all their gold to settle their debts, since they need the Iron Bank on their side. Iron Bank's not too thrilled with them being so far in debt, so they won't back them anymore unless they can saddle up and pay what they owe. Um, After last week with Sam working on Jorah looks pretty good considering what he looked like before. Sam ended up thinking he was going to get in trouble, ended up getting kind of a pat on the back, and his reward is not being expelled from the order. So that's good for him. He'll be able to keep working and keep figuring things out to be the hero that he is and that everybody else needs him to be at the same time. Jon Snow landed at Dragonstone, met up with Tyrion and Missandei when he got there, greeted by them and some Dothraki. Finally got to meet up with Daenerys. Was this the first time I guess they've ever met? And it's pretty interesting conversations they had. Melisandre was there, said she brought together fire and ice. And these seem to be two of the biggest people that need to work together to be able to take down Cersei, who is on a roll right now. Of course, she wants Jon Snow to bend at the knee and proclaim her queen and all that, and she's having a little trouble since she says she's the rightful queen, and that with him being the king of the north, that he's in open rebellion. She's kind of wanting him to just be on her side. She'll make him warden of the north since their families have a history together. But Jon Snow's wanting to work for his people, keep them safe, wanting to kind of get out of there after things kind of break down a little bit. Eventually, Tyrion and Jon Snow talk a bit, seem to work something out with getting some dragon glass. Tyrion talked to Daenerys to let them mine some dragon glass just to take back to his people, Winterfell. And even if it doesn't help, because nobody believes about the White Walkers. I know it's a big thing to swallow, but it's too bad nobody really totally 100% believes Jon Snow at the moment. But, what's the point of taking over King's Landing or taking over Seven Kingdoms if you're just going to be run over with White Walkers. So hopefully, them working this out will be step forward in the right direction that they can start helping each other more, because Euron certainly out there wreaking havoc on people. They did get to Casterly Rock, Cersei's people, the Unsullied, and then they were attacked by Euron. He's a tough guy there. He was taunting Jaime at some point. It was almost kind of funny, but it wasn't, because that sort of thing just isn't really funny. But Euron, I'm sure, is going to get slaughtered at some point. He's going to have to die. He's another one of those characters like Ramsay where he does horrible things and you will see him die. At least that's how I kind of feel about him. There's a lot of fighting in this episode. It was pretty good. So far, I think the season has been pretty decent after 3 episodes. So pretty much right at the halfway point. If this is how it's going to go all season, then I'm pretty excited for it and look forward to the rest of the few episodes that are left. Next week is Spoils of War. So it looks like Cersei is going to be getting a bunch of gold. Daenerys and her allies are struggling, but she has the dragons and still has a bunch of Dothraki left. And Jon Snow has a bunch of people, so hopefully they'll be able to figure something out. Because even if they can't, Cersei's going to be in trouble with the White Walkers, which seem to be a bigger threat overall that nobody really is preparing for except for Jon Snow, which he needs a lot more than his followers, his group of people to take out. So be interesting, see how they can all work it out. It's going to be a lot of deaths coming up. Hopefully they'll be able to keep a dragon or two alive and be able to take out Cersei. For the White Walkers. I imagine White Walkers will be a big threat next season, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but call it here, and I'll see you all next time.